Welcome, everybody, to this episode of The Complete Advisor. So happy that you have joined us today. We are going to talk about something you should be thinking about for your practice literally right this minute, and that is your holiday event. Now, joining me, and I'll introduce her in just one second, but joining me is an advisor that I asked to be on the show because she puts on an amazing holiday event. We're sitting here, we're recording right now in August. Normally I don't date stamp this, Julie, but I'm going to date stamp this one. So we're sitting here in August. And my guest today is Miss Julie King. Julie, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It is fantastic to have you here. Now, you were up in you're in Indiana. And
Correct.
Tell me a little bit about your marketplace.
So I work in Maryville, Indiana. We have been open since 1988.
Oof.
I know my dad started the business. He's been with Creative since day one.
Nice.
He retired 7 years ago, and I took over from there. And then he decided to go to heaven without my permission.
Oh.
So it's just me on my own, and I'm doing okay.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's okay. He was really sick. So it's just me and my VP, and we're rocking and rolling.
There you go. So one of the things that you've done is, and I've heard about this from other people, is that you put on a fantastic holiday appreciation event.
Yes.
And how long have you been doing that?
This will be my third year having it. I started off in a small restaurant because I didn't know how it was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I invited 45 of my best clients, and it was a banger. It was a big deal.
Nice.
The following year, it doubled. Third year, it tripled.
Oof. How big do you think this year is going to be?
It's going to be pretty big because I keep getting new clients from my client appreciation events. And my premiums went up about $2 million a year.
Nice. Okay, so let's go back to the first year.
Okay.
So you've had a year. I mean, clearly this is like very successful and going up. What was the idea? What was your idea for the first one, and why did you decide to do it? Because there are a lot of advisors. I'm looking out at you all out there. There are a lot of advisors that are on the fence. I've had advisors in here when we've talked about it, like, well, my wife thinks I should, or my staff thinks I should, but I don't want to. They're not convinced. What convinced you?
I will tell you what convinced me. Creative's very one and only April. When we were in Switzerland, I was blown away by the way Creative in April treated the advisors. We'd go to our rooms, there would be candy, there would be gifts, there would be this, there would be that. And I wanted my clients to feel the way I felt. So that's kind of when the wheel started turning. So I did that. My first year, I went a little overboard. I raised the bar really high. All of the women, which is a big deal in my area, they received coach purses.
Oh, my.
The men received very nice gifts, and I had some nice raffle baskets. I told a lot of my clients who are divorced or empty nesters, widowed, that they could bring a friend.
Nice. There you go.
Yes. So then we would get the names of the new potential clients, and we would do a raffle. We'd pull their name. We had beautiful raffle baskets, and they enjoyed it. And now they're all my clients.
Now, how did you decide? So I don't have a purse, but I do know that Coach is not cheap. So how did you, let's talk about who you invited.
I invited all of my existing clients.
Everybody.
I live in a small rural area, a lot of farmers. They don't like to spend money on themselves.
Nope.
They just don't. So I thought to myself, what could I do to get people talking? And I thought, I'm going to spoil the women. So I went to the Coach outlet store, and I think I bought 50 or 55 Coach purses. So I did that, and they went and told everyone. Yeah. So then every year now, come around this time of year, August, I start getting people calling me, hey, am I invited to your Christmas party? Believe it or not, this early in the year, they want to know if they are receiving their handwritten invitation.
So you invited everybody. Did it give you pause because you took over your dad's practice and you were working with your dad, you now have the practice. How big is the book? Just population count. That's got to be a good size, right?
It's in the thousands. So what I did was I chose the people that I've been doing business with for a good 3 years.
Gotcha.
You know, the stagnant clients, I have a different idea what I want to do with them.
Yeah.
But the ones that I continuously see and talk to, that's who is invited.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. Well, you must have had a capacity, like a max capacity at the restaurant, though.
Yes, and that was a little scary because I picked a little hole in the wall at first. It was right in Lowell, Indiana. It was called the Mason Jar. I didn't know if anyone was going to really show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they did. I mean, there was a line around the building, but you know what they say, if you build it, they'll come.
That's right.
And that's what happened.
I think it's better. I without knowing the capacity of the Mason Jar, I think it really stinks when you do event planning. There's that worry of a room, no one coming. But I would rather have a room where it's crowded.
Yes.
And it's like people are having to, it's like, elbow room only, versus a room that is too spacious, because then it looks empty, no fun.
Well, and you're right, because on the flip side, the following year, since we were so packed in, I chose a restaurant that's very nostalgic to my clients. It's been open since 1926. They had the original Christmas decorations.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I picked the first Saturday in December, which this year I believe is December the 6th. I have it at 1:00. So it doesn't interfere with any holiday plans.
Nice.
And then I have a lot of clients who go shopping after the party because it kind of gets them in the Christmas spirit. I have live music. I have the beautiful gifts. I have the raffle baskets. And everyone's happy.
How did you come up with, so you decided to do it right in the holiday. That's a great time because it's right. Do you do it right about the same time, that first week or so of December?
It will always be the first Saturday of December.
Nice. How did you select? So the first year you selected the Mason Jar, but why did you pick that one?
Because my clients live in that area. And then it's kind of wild because I had that party, and then that night on Facebook it was posted that the restaurant was closing down. I was like, oh no, what do we do there? So I knew I had to pick somewhere else. So that's why I had to do a lot of thinking. And I went to a place called Teebles, and it's in Cherville, Indiana. 1926, I believe it opened, and all of my clients used to go there when they were kids.
That sounds awesome.
So it's, it just brings back a lot of good memories for them.
So when you decided to take the step, take the leap, do the client appreciation event, had you done client appreciation events before at all?
No, it was all brand new, and now we've increased. Now we've been doing the Skybox White Sox games,
nice.
And that's increasing my premium as well.
Nice. How far is that a drive for you guys?
For me, it's about 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, get out! I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah. So we just went last Wednesday, and I had a bunch of people bring in vans, and we just loaded up clients in vans and went up there. We had 40 clients there.
Wow.
We're going again August the 29th, and we're a little overboard. I think we have around 50, but don't tell Michelle because I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but. We always figure it out.
It's the show goes on.
Yes, absolutely.
It always works out. Okay, so you chose, some people choose to do a summer event. Did you ever weigh that between a holiday or a?
Right. Well, that's why we're doing the White Sox games.
Oh, gotcha.
So we're doing that in the summer and getting more business from that, and then we'll have our big holiday party in December. Party.
So what? So how do is there ever an issue with competing with other holiday commitments from people? Or is that why you do it early?
That's exactly why I do it early. And I do it early because I've had so many people say that it just gets them in the spirit. A lot of my clients, they're widowed, divorced, they're empty nesters. And I wanted to bring some joy back to them. And that's also what gave me the idea, because around December, I would, be asking, what's your you're in November, what's your Thanksgiving plans? They would tell me nothing. They don't have family, or the kids are grown, they live out of state. So I just kind of wanted to make people happy.
Man, this you're going to hit me with what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
So we were sitting here talking for everybody else. We were talking about songs that there could be a whole category, songs that make the host cry or get weepy-eyed. That is such a beautiful thought, because there are so many there's so many people that are just alone,
right?
That don't have anybody.
So I save up my marketing dollars, and that's what I use it for.
So this is these two events. So the summer event and the holiday event are the big main pushes.
Yes, and that's what I use my marketing dollars for.
Being in a rural a rural community with a lot of farmers. That is perfect timing, because now for those folks that are urban, probably don't realize that it's pretty tough to catch farmers as we head into these next month or two, because they're in the field.
Yes. And they're always worried that they're not going to be invited. So it's kind of funny when the men and women are starting to call me, hey, am I invited to the party this year?
I think that's awesome.
It's kind of a thing.
Well, let's talk about the party itself. So you mentioned it's in the afternoon. So give us a description of, like, if you were telling me, if I was coming and I said, hey, Julie, what should I expect? What should I expect?
I would say wear whatever you want. It's a laid back atmosphere. You can either dress up or wear a pair of jeans and a plaid shirt, whatever you want to do. You come on in, walk in. I have all these tables. You walk in, you get a big box of candy, which is Fannie Mae. They're nice. Old too. They're like, I think they're from the 1920s as well. So I like to bring back a lot of childhood memories. That's how I pull it in together.
Nostalgia is awesome.
Yeah. And then they sit down, and Teebles is known for their fish and perch. It's a big deal. Yeah. So that's how we do it. They walk in, sit down. Sometimes I have a photographer walking around taking pictures. We frame those pictures, give it to them. It's a reason for them to come back into the office afterward. Yeah. And sign some paperwork.
Yeah. So with that, so the seating, it's people are mingling. How do you keep people mingling? Because you've got lots of folks that probably don't know each other. Even though it's
good question. So the first year I had assigned seating, and I didn't care for that, because a lot of these people know each other because they're all farmers. They work in the same area. So now I just let them go on in and sit where they want. And they always choose the same seat they were at the previous year. So I kind of know who's who and where they're going to sit.
Yeah. How does so they come in, they sit. So you're feeding them lunch, like a lunch?
Yes, it's a brunch. It's at 1:00, because a lot of people don't want to drive at night, especially my older farmers. So I want to be considerate of them. And we sit down. They have a nice brunch. We do the raffle. Then I greet them at the door as they're walking in, because that's very important to me. Then I mingle as they are eating. I don't really get a chance to eat, but it's kind of like a wedding. I feel like it's my wedding every year. I'm exhausted afterward. Yes. I go to each table, I speak to everyone, and then at the end of the party, I have these tables set up. They go to each table, they grab their gift, grab their box of candy, get a picture with me, and they're out the door.
Do you, does the venue do the decorations, or are you in there?
I don't even have to worry about that. So it's amazing. And like I said, it's decorations my clients remember looking at when they were kids. Yeah. So it just brings back great memories of when their parents were alive and their parents took them there. Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. I think the angle of the nostalgia, and I'm not even saying it's not. When I say angle, that makes it sound like it's kind of a jaded, manipulated thing, and it's not. No, it's a great reminder to put a little nostalgia back in there, to find that location that fits your clients. Yes, but I like the thought of
they're
slower
lonely.
Times. Yeah.
I mean, they're when you're an empty nester or a widow, you're lonely. People kind of forget about you. Mm-hmm. They don't get many gifts, and they don't want to go buy themselves a gift that they just don't want to spend the money on because it's for them. Yeah. So I always try to think, what would I want that I wouldn't buy myself? Yeah. And I kind of go from there.
So how do you do so RSVPs though?
Yes. Right? Yeah.
But what's the amount of people that come that you didn't count on? Because not everyone RSVPs.
Usually I have to pull in extra seats. I mean, everyone always shows up. It's great. I think my last year, I think we were at about maybe 140 people. Nice. So I went from 45 people to 145, which also jacks my bill up too.
Oh yeah, I bet.
So thanks, Creative, for the marketing credits.
How do you do so how about on the gift side of things? How much extra do you?
So it averages out about $400 a person that I spend. And then
everybody listening is doing the math right now.
Right, exact. Oh, yeah, it's pretty pricey. Yeah. And then the raffle, if your name's pulled, you get a basket.
What's in the basket? Or can you say what was in the basket last year?
Oh gosh, like one basket was like a kitchen basket, like a skillet and like dish towels, spatula, just kind of stuff like that. Or a candy basket, like an Albanese candy basket. I don't know if you know of Albanese. It's a popular candy store in Indiana. So I do stuff like that and kind of whatever we can come up with.
I like it. What you mentioned music.
Yes, I have an artist very well known in my area. Her name is Mandolin. She comes in with just her acoustic friend, and they play acoustic Christmas songs.
How do you? Okay, so you're walking through when they come in. So here's a question for you: when they come in, do you have any kind of? So I would get this wrong. Here's what I think I would do. I would probably overdo it. But how do you balance? Do you talk business at all?
No.
Let's just talk about that. Any business at all?
No.
Not a word, just a welcome?
I don't want to come in with sales breath.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. See, I would come in and breathe all over everybody. What do you do do you do any kind of signage? Julie King.
Yes. So right when you walk in, we have a big board up that says Dixon and Associates Client Appreciation Party. And everyone's been there already besides the new people coming in. So they know exactly what room to go to. I have a big sign and I'm usually waiting right there to greet everyone that comes in.
Nice. And then like you said, it is like a wedding because you've got to bounce around to every table.
I'm exhausted afterward. I always have people, hey, let's go out for a drink afterward. I'm like, I have to go home and get my comfy clothes on.
Yep, put on the PJs and get back a little bit. It is exhausting.
It's a lot of work. I don't think people realize how difficult it is to speak to so many people and to keep it going.
And it's a challenge. Another thing that's a challenge is not just speaking to so many people, but disengaging politely because you've got to work that room because this is
there are no Irish goodbyes.
Yeah.
Not one. But what we do for the raffle for the new clients, we kind of have it in blocks, if you will. So new potential clients, name, number, so on and so forth. So we could pull your name for the raffle, and then we'll send them a card afterward, or I will call them. Hey, what'd you think of the party? And I kind of go from there.
Wait, how do you do that? So you have so I'm going to say this to you and tell me if I'm getting this wrong. So you've got gifts for existing people on a table, right? And then you just when you do the raffles, you're doing it with new people.
Correct.
How do you?
Correct. So like if a widow brings their partner or friend or whatever, that person gets to fill out the paper for the raffle.
So existing people are not in the raffle.
Well, so then we keep two folders, one for the new potential and then one for existing. Once we go through the new, then we hit the existing. So the existing, sometimes they'll get a basket, they'll get a nice gift card, and they're going to get a nice box of candy along with their meal. Nice. I'm a little bougie, so
there's nothing wrong with that.
I like to really give back to my clients. It's important to me because they're trusting me with their retirement money.
Yeah. So go back to the folder. What's in the folders again?
So just the folders. The first one is for new potential clients. So we go through all of that. Like this person brought a guest because we keep the records.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith brought a guest. She's not a client. Let's put her name in the raffle. So then once we go through that list and we know, okay, all new potential clients, we had their name and number. We've already, pulled their name to see if they were going to win or not. Then once that list is done, we went through it, then we move to the existing clients. And I have learned that I have to be really careful with existing clients. Like we make sure we staple their little bags together because they'll be eating and kind of looking over. They all want to make sure they're getting the same thing. Kind of act like children sometimes. Did so-and-so get a better gift than me?
Well, they're an A client, Bob. You got to move all your assets over.
Right. So I always say, one thing I do say is please open your gift in the car or at home because I don't want them to be comparing, apples to apples.
But there's no difference though.
No, I treat everyone the same. If you have $100,000 or if you have $5 million with me, I'm going to treat you the same.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
So So here's a question for you. So how much homework do you do ahead of time as it relates to who's coming? like refreshers back into everybody? Or
Right. So I keep all my list from the year before, and then I go through and see who the new clients are, and I just start turning the page from there for the invitations.
Do you have pictures of all your clients?
Yes,
Okay.
because I have a photographer usually
Nice.
that's walking around the party, and I like to get little frames and frame it. And then like I said, I call the client, hey, Mr. John Doe, you have to come in. I have a picture of you and your wife, and
Yeah,
they appreciate that.
that's smart.
And then they tell everyone, like my financial advisor, I got this, I got that. I've had so many new clients. I won't say where they were from, but Raymond James. All that stuff. They always say, my advisor gave me a box of stale peanuts for Christmas. But you're giving me a basket, a gift, a box of candy, a meal. I go overboard because people talk about it.
Yeah.
They tell everyone. And then I have people who are my clients just because they want to attend my party.
That's awesome. Every one of those things is is literally like an advertising piece of marketing. Oh, that's a beautiful purse. Where'd you get that? Oh, well, I got it from Julie and Dixon.
Yes, and then they think, well, darn, my financial advisor did nothing for me. They didn't even send me a birthday card.
Yeah, I got an e-card.
Yeah, exactly, an e-card.
So what kind of when you look, let's watch. You know what? You mentioned Irish goodbye. So it's time for everybody to leave.
Yes.
How are you handling that? Because it's you and maybe now Michelle or
yes. So it'll be Michelle and I. So what I do not do is I do not really offer alcohol at the party, because once you offer alcohol, they kind of linger.
Oh, that's a good point.
Now, with that being said, my oldest daughter had to say, oh, I want a strawberry daiquiri. So she did kind of start something last year that won't happen again. So I've had a few people get the strawberry daiquiris. But for the most part, I will just kind of wrap it up. I'll get on the mic and say, I hope everyone had a great time. Please open your gift at home. And then I wait at the door and I say my goodbye.
You know what's great about saying open your gift at home is it would give me the impression that I might have something different.
Right.
And I love different.
Well, and I don't want to leave a mess for the server because, 145 people.
Yeah.
That's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to see, because some do get a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, good. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you have their names on them?
Yes.
That's brilliant.
On some of them, like all the men, we just had black bags and we stapled them so nobody can see in them. And then we just put a gift card in there and I think like a pair of sunglasses or something like that.
Here's your socks.
Right,
Your wife gets a beautiful purse.
Exactly.
But you get some socks.
But my high rollers, we might put maybe 2 or 3 gift cards in there.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Totally. So when you think about the tone, do you think you hit the tone, the vibe you're aiming for every year?
Absolutely, because everyone calls me about the party.
Now let's talk about the invite list and how you do that. So you are, earlier I asked you about that, and you said that because you have this big book of business, and some of them are, let's call them legacy clients that probably don't have the connection with you, and you maybe don't see them as often because they're just legacy clients.
Right.
But the last 3-4 years, you've got that core group that you're really working on.
Yes.
Everybody?
I let them bring their family because I want to meet their children and talk to them, because their children will be having children soon.
That's true.
And then it's just going to go on, like the legacy, like you said.
That's a huge, that is I haven't seen the statistic lately, but I know that when clients pass away, that shot at keeping those assets inside the practice with the next generation.
Yes.
It's like so dang hard. It's almost impossible. I mean, adult children probably have someone they're working with.
And this party helps with that for sure, because then they get to know me and how I do things. And their parents brag about me because I only deal with the indexed annuities, and they want to know what they're going to have. They know I can tell them exactly what their policy is going to say.
Here's what it's going to be.
Yes.
I like that. Okay. So the bring a friend. So you know what? That's a great thing. How do we let people know about this party? How are you doing that? Are you doing direct mail? Are you doing?
Yes, we send out invitations, and now that we've done it for a few years, they just automatically know that the party's going to be coming up.
And so, okay, so you're doing direct. So on the invite, does it say bring somebody that you think would benefit from meeting? How do you put that?
I have to be very careful because I've had people, oh, can I bring, 5 or 6 people? No, you can't. You bring your family or someone you're dating or involved with. I would have to look at exactly how we worded it on the invitation, but it was basically you and one guest.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand.
It would be, that would be awesome.
I mean, some people, I would have to say most don't take advantage, but I've had a couple who wanted to bring, like I said, 6 or 7 people.
Yeah,
and
that's a lot of perch.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of perch and chicken.
So you do the gift cards. So what's going to be what are you thinking this year? Or should we? I don't think any of your guests will come across the podcast. Since this is her financial advisors, they'll see financial advisor. They'll see.
Yeah, right.
Or maybe. Let's come back to that. So do you give a speech or do you just mingle?
I just get up and I say, hello, welcome to the 2nd or 3rd Dixon and Associate holiday party. And then I just say, enjoy your food. Everyone have a good time. Enjoy the music. And then I just go and sit down.
That is awesome.
Because I know I don't want to stand up there and talk product knowledge and the economy. They just want to be there to see their friends. They all know each other and to have a good time. But they do get a call after the party.
So with this, how many referrals do you think? Do you think you get your bang for your buck out of this?
Absolutely. I mean, my premium each year is increased by $2 million after the party because it goes right from December to the next quarter, and boom, I pop up that first quarter. So it's kind of a springboard, if you will, to the next quarter.
Especially the holiday season does kind of the way our holidays work, the way this world works with Thanksgiving and then Christmas and then New Year's, it just kind of does that slowdown. So post event ends, holiday party ends, you have a nice night with your feet up in front of the fire to rest and recuperate. How do we make hay out of this then? What's next? What's the next step there?
The next step will be we're just going to start calling everyone that attended to see how they liked it, make appointments, bring them in, have an updated money sheet for them, ask them if they have any friends that would like to come in and talk with us.
What about the guests? How do you do the guests?
The new guests?
Yeah.
Oh, we call them to ask them what they think. And usually they call me before I have to call them.
Nice.
And they want to come in and bring a friend or whatever. That's happened a lot to where I've had a client bring a friend and then that friend brings a friend. And it just kind of goes on and on and on.
I had somebody in here, and I'm sad. This is one of the crash and burns of a podcast episode where I had messed up the recording button. But I had an advisor, and he is from the Gulf, like down in New Orleans, down there, and he does dinners where he will have. It's a mini version of what you're doing, but he would have a client bring in someone that he thought they should meet, but they go out to dinner.
Yes.
And so it's like a one-on-one dinner.
Which is more intimate.
Yeah.
That's a really nice idea as well. And I do that. We have a lot of business lunches in the office.
Oh, nice.
Michelle rebuilt my whole business in 3 months. She's
a machine.
She pulled out all the counters and brought in a nice little table, a nice little sitting area. And I order lunch and clients come in and we have it. And they love that because their previous advisor wouldn't even do that for them.
Yeah.
And it's all about how you treat people, right?
Absolutely.
It's all how you treat them, how you make them feel, and they know that their money is safe because I only do the indexed.
Now, let's talk timelines.
Okay.
So your event you have staked out the 1st December, the first weekend, first Saturday in December.
Yes.
Do you already have next year locked down or like dibs on the restaurant already?
Yes. As soon as the party's over, I walk right on up and I said, here's my deposit for the following year. I would like to maybe change restaurants because it's really pricey. I mean, it cost me about $9,000 to feed everyone. So I wanted to change, but it just works.
Yeah.
And my clients don't like change. Some of them are older. That's where they like to go. I can't find a place better than T-Bowls.
Yeah. You know what? We should stop. You know what? We said their name like 4 times.
I know. I should say Dixon and Associates.
Yeah. The promotional consideration.
Yes.
So timelines. So first week of December.
Correct.
First Saturday, December.
Correct. 1 o'clock, so it's not too late, and it doesn't interfere with other holiday plans.
What do you go, about 2 hours?
Yeah, it's about 2 hours.
Okay, so timelines. Let's talk timelines then. So when do you start? You lock the date in literally like 365 days ahead of time. But what about, when do you start the preparations?
We are getting ready to start probably next week. So usually in August is when we start buying. 1 year I'll spoil the men. The next year the women get spoiled. So this year it's the men's turn. So we are looking at gifts to buy them, which I think is going to be the identity protection wallets. They're like,
oh yeah.
I thought that would be a nice gift.
Yeah.
So I'm always open for suggestions.
I'll ponder if I think of anything.
Okay.
I think that's a good one because I always think about this because I've just started. When you go in and you pay.
Yes.
Right? I've finally just started doing that. The touch pay when I'm getting gas, which I never used it before. It sounds.
I'm
weird.
getting used to it too.
Yeah, and I kind of like it, but sometimes I've noticed as you move your hand up there, you can see it does the 4 green things when it's reading your card. As you're getting closer, it's like beep beep, and I'm like, whoa! So I have one of those identity wallets.
So do you like it?
I do. Okay. I'll show you mine. I'm a thin wallet guy. So like the guys that look like they're sitting on a Gutenberg Bible in their back pocket. That's not
with a rubber band around it to hold it together.
Yes. So this I'll show you mine. It's pretty cool looking. It's leather. It looks snappy.
I'm sure it does.
But anyway, so you're in the process of getting the gifts.
Yes.
Thinking this through.
Yes. We will start getting the gifts and getting them wrapped up. Start buying the gift cards because you can only buy so many gift cards at one time.
Oh, yeah.
Before,
that's right.
Yeah, so we try to get anywhere between 5 to 10. To get going on it?
That is a good point. Had you ever thought about, I know some advisors will bring in vendors, or had you ever thought about that, or have you thought?
I have thought about it, but like I said, I would rather do all the sales after the party or before when I'm calling them to say, hey, did you get my invitation? If they haven't, called me to RSVP. But at the party, I just want it to be nothing about sales. Now, of course, if they approach me about something, we're going to talk about it.
So how do you, before we get to, I got some learning lesson questions I got to ask you.
Okay.
Do you use the event in marketing or social media? Do you use the pictures or?
See, that's where it gets a little dicey because not all of my clients can be invited. And there's been some sour grapes over it.
Oh, tell me. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's juicy. Spill the tea.
Yeah.
Spill the tea.
So I've had a couple of clients, I didn't get invited. Why was I not invited? And I had to kind of dance around that. Oh, you didn't get your invitation? So yeah, that's a little bit of a song and dance. But I do try to be considerate. I mean, if they haven't done business with me in 10 years.
That would be a dicey, uncomfortable conversation.
Yes.
There is nobody that wants to be a client more than a client who you either want to fire or let go. Right,
exactly. And I've let a couple go.
Yeah.
But then again, I will take it as an opportunity if they do contact me about it. And I'll say, well, why don't you come on in? Let's go through your policies. And, we can kind of go from there. And if they don't want to do it and they're salty, then they just want to attend the party and have a free lunch.
Meal and pass.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
What about, so you started planning. So let's talk advice. And let's talk about things that you've learned over the years. So if you could go back, so what are some things that you've learned year over year or things that you would have done differently from the get-go?
That is a really good question. I think what I would do different is maybe not set the bar so high.
Mm-hmm. Oh, precedent is a bear, isn't it?
Yes. That first year I didn't really know if I was going to continue with it. And that's when I bought the Coach purses.
Yeah.
And it's been hard to beat that.
Yeah.
So I wish I would have started a little smaller, if you will, on the gifts. But now I love it. And I love to give back.
The thing that's brilliant about the Coach, I was thinking about that while you were talking, is you said that you have an outlet.
Yes.
And so you've got the name, because when I hear Coach, I mean, I don't know much about purses.
Right.
So when I hear that name, I'm like, ooh.
Right.
Even just the name, no matter what it was, it's like, oh.
Right. My 70-year-old clients, they are not going to go out and buy a Coach purse. They're farmers. They're humble. They're very frugal. And I mean, I can appreciate that. So that is the reason why I started it.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted them to feel special.
So what is really cool is that when you go somewhere to the nice dinner, which you usually don't as a couple, because you know what?
Exactly.
And then I can just picture this because my wife has a couple. She's not a big purse person, but she's got a couple that we got that are special to her. So when we go to a nice meal,
she's going to pull
that one out.
Yes. I mean, and I know Coach is like middle of the road to some people, and that's fine. But to my clients, it's like a Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
So
maybe you get Steve Vuitton this year.
There you go.
So as you think back, so anything that you did that didn't work? How about this? Anything that you thought maybe was not a big deal that really resonated, or anything that you thought was going to be big that like, hey, I can't believe no one noticed or thought about that.
I didn't think people would want to keep coming to the party every year.
Yeah.
But it's a very big deal to them. They love to attend. Mm-hmm. They start asking August, September, October, when it is, if they're invited.
I think we're not like this is any shocking thing, but like as we get more technologically advanced, and we're supposed to be in better communication, people are just more and more isolated. Things like our parents went to, like the Elks and the Moose Lodge and the Knights of Columbus. That stuff's all sadly no one wants to join, and yet everybody is tickled to be part of something.
Well, yes, absolutely. I mean, they're lonely, especially my older clients. They're lonely. They're, like I said, their kids are gone. Their grandkids are grown. They don't get presents. They don't even eat a meal with half their family anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just a big deal. I kind of have pulled them in, sometimes a little too close to where, they'll come in every day. They see my car out, want to have a cup of coffee with me, and I have clients coming in. So that's probably the downside of it, is that
too much love.
It's like I'm kind of not an adult daycare, but I appreciate you. And
boundaries.
Yes, boundaries. So Michelle's setting those boundaries for me.
That's awesome. So what would you say if we were sitting here having coffee?
Okay.
Rooms full of other advisors that are kicking around the idea of doing some kind of event, client appreciation event. What advice would you give them?
I would tell them, if they really want to give back to their clients and feel good about themselves, and show their client they appreciate them, because they're giving you their retirement money, everything.
Yeah.
You have to give something back. It can't just be one-sided.
I like it.
So I would tell them to go for it. Don't set the bar too high, like I did. Be realistic with it, and try to invite as many people as you can. And just make sure they RSVP.
That's right. Well, on that note, that is a perfect spot. We are going to land this plane. Julie, thank you for being here.
Okay, thank you so much, Dennis. I appreciate it.
We all appreciate this because this is good advice. So for everybody out there that's watching, here's what I'm going to ask you. A couple things. One, think about a client appreciation event, because a lot of folks don't do it. And you just heard great reasons why to do it and what it can do for your practice every year, more business. But also giving back, which is fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah. And
I enjoy it.
Speaking of giving back, if you get a chance, like, subscribe, or follow the show. And here's what that does. It's my RSVP. And then 2, When we drop new episodes, you're the first to know as soon as they come out. Also, if there's a topic that you would like us to dive into on the show, let me know. And we'll go find an advisor who's doing that very thing. And then lastly, any advice, any criticisms, positive, constructive, either way, I like to read them. So send them my way. But with that being said, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next episode.